Hey, but it's Sam back once again, and today's video, I'm going to show you how you can unlock 60 frames per second and also 30 frames per second in your European G7. Yeah, so just like the Americans and other parts of the world get, I'm going to show you how you can do it on your G7 today. Now, shout out to my buddy James Pullen, who actually showed me a video of SergeyFM's video. I'll link Sergey down below and say props to him for actually shooting the original video on this one. He used a different camera, so he didn't use this camera. I think it was a GX8 that he used, but it does work on the G7 as well. So I figured, why not? Put the video out there for other G7 owners. They can actually find out this will work. As you know, I've been shooting my videos using my Sony AX100 using 60 frames per second at 1080p. I can now then use this at the same frame rate. I've not been using this as much because I didn't want to kind of mix them. 50 versus 60, I didn't want to do it. But now I can use this more. Happy days. And it's really easy to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what I mean first. So we'll flick it on. I'm going to show you the actual settings here. So as you can see, it's got 50p and 25p. Well, we want to make that 30 and we want to make that 60. So what we're going to do, turn your camera off. It's actually really simple. You want to be clicking the right button, the display, and your little lock. So the easiest way that I found with my camera is, because it's a little bit different than Sergey's, is actually pressing them in like that, clicking that, and then flicking it on. At this point, you need to click the playback button, so you'll get back to a previous picture you've taken. Yeah, not a pretty sight, is it? At this point, you want to click ISO up, lock, and then turn it off. So once again, we will press both of those. Oh, stop doing that. Press both off, turns it off. You should present that. That means you've done it successfully. If you didn't get that, go back and do it again. At this point, we turn our camera back on, jump into our settings, boom, 60p and 30p. Happy bloody days, eh? How cool is that? You're thinking, Sam, that is amazing, but I want to go back to how it was. So you don't want to keep it like that? So if you're thinking, yeah, I don't like that exclamation mark. So when you do turn your camera off, it will get that every time when you leave it in this setting. But you're thinking, I want to go back to how it was. I'm a bit scared. What we're going to do is turn your camera on, press the menu and the white balance button at the exact same time, and then flick it off. So press them in, flick it. You then get these settings here. Now in Sergey's video, he only had one option. And he goes, if you got more than one, then you're lucky. I don't feel lucky, Sergey, purely for the fact that, yeah, I don't know which one it is. So I figured I'm going to go back to that one anyway. So I'm not really bothered which one I choose. So I just chose the top option. You might want to do a bit more research as to which model yours is. So you want to click right, choose which one you want to click right, click OK, your camera then turns off. Turn it back on, it's going to ask you to set the time and the date, etc. So we're just going to skip past this stuff because we don't really care about it. So blah, blah, blah. Yep, set. Yep, region. Yep, normal. And if we go back into the settings, so back into the settings here, you'll see we're back on 50p and we're also back on 25p. So I don't want to have that on there. I want to go back to 60. So really quickly, once again, turn your camera off, press the white balance display and then the lock. So again, I found it easy pressing those two like that, flicking it on. Then you want to click your playback button. Click ISO up and then the lock, and at the same time flick it off. So those two, flick it off, get an exclamation mark, turn it back on, jump into your settings, and there you are back on 60p and your 30p. Happy days. How cool is that? Huh? And that's it, people. That is literally how easy it is, how to unlock and use 60 frames per second and 30 frames per second on your Panasonic G7. Now, this does work for other Panasonic cameras as well. So I've done it on a G7 today, but if you've got like a GX8 and I think like the GX7 maybe, I'm not sure, it will unlock some settings for you. So if you don't want to do 4K, it should unlock the 60 frames per second, maybe not the 4K option because obviously your camera can't do 4K. But if your camera can do 4K and it's at 25, use this method here. You could probably unlock it to 30 frames per second and obviously 60 for 1080p. Anyway, I'm going to get off. I want to keep rambling on, aren't I? I want to say thank you for watching this video. If you've got any questions about this or anything else you know what to do by now, you can hit me up in a comment down below. If you're new to the channel, then please hit the subscribe button. It is very much appreciated. Yes. And it is completely free. And go on, hit like. You know you want to. Anyway, people, again, thank you for watching, and you'll hopefully see me. Let's be honest, you probably won't see me, but you'll definitely hear me in my next video. Cheers, everyone.